Hey everybody! In today's video, I am going to gel mask a brush marker sky for a really vivid but very quick and easy blended sunrise or sunset. I'm using this gorgeous wildflower stamp set and my favorite brush markers. These are the Karin brush markers. And they are so vibrant and they have so much ink flow that I just adore them. I'm going to keep this pretty simple with basically a gradient of yellow, orange, and pink. But I put down a little plum color onto my craft mat. I took a watercolor class in Santa Fe. Oh, here, I'm going to show you the way that I have masked off these flowers with this awesome three-dimensional gel pen. I just let that dry and then I'll go over the sky with these brush markers and look how much ink they put down. But anyway, I took a watercolor class in Santa Fe at the expo and our teacher taught us how to even just a little tiny bit of purple in a sky, whether you're doing a morning sky or an afternoon sky, lends just the right amount of drama and a little bit of darkness. I tend to make my skies really bright, so I am going to use a little bit of that plum as well. Now, my favorite way to use these markers is to pick up a different color with the tip of the brush to begin to blend the next layer in and see how smoothly they blend out. I just love them. They're phenomenal. So I'm trying to transition to the orange here by picking up the orange with the yellow before coloring directly. With the orange, it just eases the transition line and helps me get a little foundation. Now I am using a hot press watercolor paper, which is not typical for me. This is Canson hot press, and I'll put a link below because it has a big long French name that I'm not going to make a fool of myself over. But this particular hot press paper is my favorite with these Karin markers. It just has a smoothness that's great to stamp on, but the surface, unlike a lot of hot press watercolor paper, can take all of this sort of scrubbing that I'm doing with the markers, but they also blend really beautifully. With any medium, the canvas that you're working on, so to speak, is so important. And I find that especially with ink-based mediums, that you have to play around a little bit to find the correct paper. And I love this. So here's where I'm adding the purple. I want just a darker element in the middle of the sky, and the purple and the orange together sort of give an earthy band across the middle of the sky that I really like. Now the gel pen down below is protecting my flowers, and I'm going to clean it up at the end. This particular gel pen, I've used this in another video, which I will link you to. It is very raised and three-dimensional. It's not like a regular clear gel pen, and it seems to hold the mask lines much better than a regular flatter appearing gel pen. Now I'm transitioning to the pink at the top, and you can see I have a little line, but don't worry, I'm going to come back and blend it out. That's where the paper becomes important because I'm putting a lot of friction on this paper. I'm putting a lot of marker on this paper, and the paper really needs to hold up. But I can come back and smooth that out. So if I grab the orange and go in a little bit into the pink and back and forth, I can blend these. This is also a good time to do the method where you pick some up off the mat to ease the transition. But it gives that moody, that purple in the middle, gives that moody, almost stormy look that I'm looking for. So finally, I'll come back with the pink and I'll top it off. And you'll see that with these markers, it's almost like Copics. The lines just disappear. They blend so, so well. So when I put down this final pink layer, it's very smooth. And then the only thing that really stands out is that darker part of the sky where I wanted it to look a little bit moody or stormy. I just love these. They're phenomenal. I'm going to be sad when I run out my favorite colors, some of which I'm using here. I've done a lot of very bright, pretty backgrounds with these. Now I have a baby wipe, and I am just going to clean up the flowers and get that yellow, since it was mostly in the yellow section, off of the top of that gel. This gel is very sturdy, and the fine point of the pen made it very easy to color these wildflowers with color, air quotes, and add the gel to protect the image from the brush markers and give it a little bit of shine. I just love that look. It's so easy to preserve the detail of your stamp. I hope you've enjoyed this. Thanks so much for watching.